Chris Dailey, alongside Chris Dailey.
I'm here with our own Chris Dailey.
Chris Dailey segment.
I'm Chris Dailey.
Just north of Austin is a small town of 400 called Rockne, Texas, even though the great Newt, he's never been there.
The story of the ultimate underdog, Daniel Rudy Rudiger, a scrappy, undersized kid who transfers. But the stickiness of it, it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
I got a call from you saying, hey, let's host Sunrise one of these days. And I said, whenever you're ready to rock, I'm ready to roll. This is the best time of my day. Notre Dame Sunrise with Avery White. Let's dig into the news. Hey, high five too. There we go.
However, they're not old enough to remember. Heck, I'm not old enough to remember. I'm a sophomore born in 2005, way back in 1993.
Thank you so much, McKenna. Happy to be here for my final time of the night with Kiska Porter. Kiska, you're now back-to-back.
With that, let's go into some news. All right, let's get into the good stuff. After a surge of online outrage, Notre Dame has reinstated its Catholic mission.
Though he may not be a quote-unquote legacy student, William Combian is without a doubt leaving a legacy of his own.
And that's all we have for ND Sunrise. The worst event of the day is having to say goodbye from you, Mr. Ryan Murphy, but it was a pleasure to be here today with you. I think after being around so many marshmallows, all I want for Christmas is a 12-pack. Marshmallows, of course. 12-pack of marshmallows. Yeah, I know my mom was watching. So
Got it.
That's it. Yeah.
One of the most prominent leaders on Notre Dame football staff is far from your typical coach. You see, while most teach about X's and O's,
In 2025, it's all about these two numbers, 6 and 7. I'm not too sure what any of this means.
the Notre Dame football program has made history this year, but not for anything on the field, at least not yet. To find this moment of history, you have to venture to the sidelines, where there's a figure in all green attire seen hyping up the crowd. That would be the Notre Dame Leprechaun, a role that since its first official season in 1965 has been held by a male. But this season, the mold is broken. Notre Dame senior McKenna Inglehart now dons the iconic green hat, a groundbreaking feat that's redefining tradition. For McKenna, this moment is destiny, a culmination of a lifelong love for the Irish.
So I actually grew up going to the Notre Dame Stanford games every other year in my hometown of Palo Alto. So I definitely was raised on the Irish. Both of my parents went here, but because of that, I kind of felt like they were brainwashing me. But I really fell in love with the school on my own, going through the college admissions process and coming here on campus for an admitted students day. I met some of my best friends to this day.
McKenna's love for the Irish led her to Notre Dame's annual Leprechaun tryouts, something that initially started out as a lighthearted experiment.
I honestly kind of tried out at first as a joke with my friends. We thought it was really funny how a lot of my attributes on my resume and stuff applied a lot more to a leprechaun than an engineering internship. And one thing led to another, but it was really exciting to have them show up in my room and to get to tell all my friends and family that didn't really know I was going through this tryout process. And it was amazing to be welcomed in right away to the entire cheer team and the other 4 leprechauns.
What started as a joke has since turned into history. For more than 60 years, the role of the leprechaun has been woven into the identity of Notre Dame football. McKenna is now Notre Dame's first female lead football leprechaun.
It truly means so much. I think all of us here at Notre Dame know all the diversity and everything that goes up into making up this school, but having the opportunity to represent that at a football game means so much just because there are so many people that come in for it. It's also been really special. I've gotten to meet the other 3 women that were leprechauns both with me and before me. So it really feels like it's been the journey of all of us together that's really gotten me to this point now.
All of these experiences have shaped McKenna into who she is and what she stands for, finding what you're passionate about and not looking back.
I think it's really just being focused on what you care about and are passionate about. And if you have a passion for something like your love of Notre Dame or sports or whatever that is, and stay true to that, people will really see that and appreciate that. And it's a great opportunity for them to see it and then be able to share it with others.
McKenna's love for Notre Dame is clear. A mechanical engineering student, she's set to graduate in May, but for the time being can be seen each weekend in front of tens of thousands doing what she loves. A trailblazer and a history maker, Leprechaun McKenna is the heart and soul of the Notre Dame football program. From NBC Sports, I'm Chris Dailey.
This past Saturday at the house that Rockne built, students got themselves into a sticky situation. You see, since 1991, seniors have celebrated the final home game of the season with a unique tradition, tossing marshmallows around the stands. And this year was no different, with marshmallows flying nonstop for all 60 minutes of the Irish's 70-7 rout of Syracuse, leaving bleachers torn up and hours of cleanup behind.
So obviously we live in northern Indiana, and so it gets cold. Thankfully it's a great day today with a high of 52. If you can imagine, last year and years past, sometimes it's snowing, and so we're doing this in the snow. Now that we're doing CFP playoff games as well, we used to have a timeline of just power washing and repairing seats in the springtime. Now we're doing both operations at once.
However, it's not just hours of power washing that must be done to permanently remove the sticky marshmallows from the stadium.
We also have to snake the drains as a drain. It's an older stadium. It's a 1930 stadium with a 1997 addition. We've had update the drainage, but if you can imagine this going down a drain and solidifying during the wintertime, that's a problem.
Silvio also emphasized this isn't just a football season issue. It's one that extends well into the springtime.
In the springtime, we'll renumber the seats so people can find their numbers again. Because we host concerts, right? We have Luke Combs coming up in April. That will be the first event before any football event. If you are buying a ticket, Aaron, and you're in section 29, right now you can't find your seat, right? And so we have to prepare for all of these things happening in terms of cleanup and repair.
For the students, however, it's not about the mess. It's about a once-in-a-lifetime tradition that they will never forget.
What do you have here?
I got a piece of history right here. Because of the marshmallows, this bad boy came off the bleachers, so I decided to grab it.
And is that just all marshmallow right here?
I do believe so. I think it's just marshmallow.
And final question, what are your plans to do with this? Just hang it up?
Frame it and post it on the wall. It's a lot of fun. It's a great tradition. Lower rows kind of look like a war zone today, but shoes are sticky. Everyone's having a good time. Big Notre Dame win. This is a jumbo marshmallow. Now, it may not look like much, but when located in the senior section, this bad boy can do some damage. Now, it tears up benches, it tears up shoes. You are sticking and stomping all night long, all four quarters. But hey, great senior tradition overall.
All the students seem to love the ruckus this tradition creates. They loved every bit of chaos. But maybe, just maybe, they would think about it differently if they saw what Notre Dame Stadium looked like 48 hours later.
Here's one final look. I'm just walking down the stairs right now. I mean, this is bizarre. Of course, it's always going to be a mess after a game, yeah, but the stickiness of it, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. After going inside the stadium and talking to the folks who are cleaning up this mess, I think it's time to say, out with the marshmallows. Yep, throw them out of here and in with nothing new. This is a tradition that really isn't too important in the grand scheme of things and should probably stop. Reporting from Notre Dame Stadium, Chris Dailey, NDTV.